So today we're going to talk about creating a website from scratch, following certain rules like for the final project, and publish it to our Highline server. So let's assume we have an SDC nonprofit organization. We're going to create what we call a flowchart. So I'm going to change this one to probably landscape. So I like landscape better. Center this one. And in here, I'm going to make sure I have this line in my middle of the page. So I'm going to start inserting objects. And you can start doing that from the shape. Select the rectangle. And that's going to be your first object. Align it as much as you can. And this one is going to be your home. This is your index or default page. Resize it. Gonna copy it and paste this a few times. And I'm trying to align them as much as I can because I need to create a set of things for this particular website. How the user or the visitor, they're gonna able to navigate through the website. Let me move things around a little bit, align them a little bit better. You can do that with Excel. Visio would be your best choice. If you don't have that, you have everybody pretty much have Microsoft Word. They can use Microsoft Word to create this. And I'm just a little picky trying to align them, but that's okay. You don't have to do that. Trying to do as much possible job as you can. Then I'm going to do the connectors. First, I'm going to name this as about the company, about us, our community activities, our team, of course, donation, and here is going to be contact us. Maybe if you do another one about the different activities they do. See on campus, and another one off campus. And here, donation. We're calling shopping cart donation or checkout system. So I'm going to insert connectors, insert shapes. The first connectors from here to here. The second one from here to here. The third one. The fourth one. I'm not doing the best job as possible, but still at least I know how I'm going to proceed with this. Then I'm going to do probably from here this way. Then I'm going to go from here to here. And from here to here. Same thing right here. So this is the information I need to kind of think about the website I want to do for the STC nonprofit organization. I'm gonna insert a new page, and here it's gonna pretty much I want to lay out my page. So I have the content, I have the layout, how I'm gonna navigate through the website. Then here I want to say, okay, I want to have pretty much this kind of format, resize it. Again, you can do this by hand. And here is going to be my banner. Here's going to be my top navigation bar. Here's going to be my side menu. Here's going to be my main content. Here maybe other pictures I can add. At the bottom one is going to be my footer. Then I was working on my design. So let's insert the clip art, word art, I'm sorry. And I'm going to say Sam diversity solution, and increase this a little bit because I want to put everything in here. Insert clip art. Your Word 2010 has much information that you can add. Type diversity. Find something that is interesting. So I'm going to select this one, resize it to make more feasible, align it tight. So I want it on this end right here. I'll work with that a little bit more later. And this one will probably go next to it like this. Here I want to do is I want to add this top navigation started with the home page. Shift slash. Then what else is about us? Community activities. Then after community activities, we have our team, that's including the board maybe. Donation. Then contact us. On the side menu, I'm going to add a few components. And these on-campus activities maybe, something like this, or other on campus, off campus. That's how the way I chose to do it. Here I want to add pictures. I want to make the pictures pretty small. Of course, it's just an idea. How I'm going to do things. Here is going to be my main content. And here's going to be my copyright. Again, I want to make it center. Copyright. SDC, all rights reserved. So, of course, that's how I want it to look like. I can add more content in here. Of course, I'm going to work with the style to make sure this is aligned better. And based on this, I'm going to create my new website. So I'm going to start my expression web. So let's close this side. This is another business I was working on. I'm sorry. This is actually a Moroccan restaurants in Seattle. If you're interested, you can visit it. I haven't eaten there yet. I'm just working on his website. So site, new site. I'm gonna create a general site. I don't want you to use a template. If I notice you are using a template, that is automatic 0 for your final project. So I'm gonna go keep it general. I'm gonna create an empty site. I'm gonna browse. Go to desktop somewhere. Create a new folder. It's going to be BTech Web Design. Final project. And click open. The location is correct. The name is fine. Click OK. Now, I don't have any pages in there or folders, so I'm going to create my first folder. This folder is going to be for my images. and we're gonna create images using Microsoft Word. I can do images, word art, whatever I want to. But now I'm gonna create my first page, which is my template page. So I'm gonna use the concept that we're gonna study in tutorial 9 about using dynamic web template to create a page that's gonna be my foundation page or template page where I can build other pages off that particular page. So I'm gonna go File, New, Page. I'm gonna go to my CSS Layout, and I'm gonna select this layout right here because this is the one I chose to do. You want to choose any other layout, that is fine with me. So I'm gonna click OK. Go make sure I'm in the design view. Here is gonna be my, I'm gonna align that using modify the style. But I'm gonna add, first thing here, I'm gonna add my company logo. Below here is gonna be my top navigation or top links. Here's gonna be my side links. Here's gonna be promotional images, and down here is gonna be my footer, which is my copyright. Could be also links. So since we have this the way it's done, I'm gonna start add information to it or content to it. So first I'm gonna use this logo right here, which is I like. Let me make this one a little bit bigger. I'm gonna use my snipping tool, new, and I'm gonna grab this image right here. I'm gonna save it into the desktop. I'm gonna go to BTech Web Design Final Project, Images. I'm gonna name it STC Logo. Then click Save. Close that one. We're done with it. Minimize it. I'm gonna refresh this right here, so you can click anywhere and click the F5 function key to refresh. Then I'll have the image here. I'm gonna delete this content and drag and drop this image. I'm gonna name that image STC Logo. Then I want to align it. So to align it center, I'm gonna right click on the masthead, modify style. In the category area, I'm gonna go to block, text align center. Then right here I'm gonna add my links. For now I'm gonna interactive action button, but I want to align the center first. So again, I'm going to right click and tap top navigation, div tag, modify style, block, text align center. And just for reference, I want to make sure I have home, about us, community activities. I'm going to copy this and paste some in the main content area as a reference. So I'm gonna click Edit, Paste Text, Plain Text. So in my navigation bar, I'm gonna select an interactive button. Click on Insert, Interactive button. Select the style you like. Yeah, let's use this. Let's use something more reddish. First one is gonna be Home. I'm gonna go to fonts. I can increase the size of the fonts. That's fine. I can make it bold. Let's better make it bold. Make the size font 12. The font color, I'm gonna make it more reddish. And the hover color, I'm gonna make it white. So you can test it. No, that doesn't look so well. Let's make it more pinkish. Better. Press color, it's black. I'm gonna make it blue. Now I'm gonna increase the size of the image. So far I'm gonna keep the proportion of this image. So I'm gonna go the width a little bit bigger until you see there's enough distance between the top and the bottom. That's fine. Then click, and I'm gonna make this one a GIF because I wanna, if I change the background color of the page, I want it to reflect that as well, so I'm going to click OK. I'm going to copy this and paste it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Then I'm going to go ahead and start adding, change this to About Us. Click OK. This one, Community Activities, this is going to be a long one, so we'll come back and change this one a little bit because we'll see how it looks first. It's too long. I'm going to go to the image. Maintain proportions. I'm going to check it. I'm going to type here 160, maybe more, maybe 200. Okay, let's go a little bit more, 220. Click OK. And here is going to be our team. We'll do the links later as soon as we are done with this. Donation or donations may be better. And the last one is Contact Us. I'm going to delete this information as I don't need it anymore. And the left side, I'm going to add those links. If you want to do a bullets, that's fine. If you want to do the bullet, you want to make sure you have paragraph tag first, then you add the bullets, and you add your first link, then the second link. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that a bit. So I'm going to remove those and add the first button here, which is the first button, if you notice, is on campus and off campus. I'm going to insert another interactive button. Choose something column. Something that matches what I have. So I think this is going to be the best. The first one is going to be on campus. This is on campus activities. I want to make sure the font is left align, because usually by default is left align, center. Copy this. At the end of that button, Shift Enter, Control V to paste, double click and rename it Off Campus. And I'm gonna delete the last one. If you're interested to create more space right here, at the beginning of the image, hit Shift Enter. And the footer, I want to add my content, so I'm gonna delete this. Center my footer by right click, modify the style for the footer. In the block, I'm gonna send text align center. Go my text. I like what I have written there, so I'm gonna copy it. Go my expression web. Click OK here. Edit, paste with plain text. If you paste from Microsoft Word document, you're gonna carry with you a lot of code you don't need. So this is just keep it simple. I go right click to the body tag. I'm gonna change the contents, the text style, modify the style. Family font, I'm gonna make it Arial, small or medium. Then click OK. This looks much nicer. If this font here is too small, that's fine. Go font, make the size 12. Let's do the same thing for this one. You want to make sure your system is nice and clean, and it's very, very visible. So before I save this, I want to save it as a web template so I can create other pages based on this one right here. So I'm pretty much done right now. I can always add the colors. Let's do that. What the heck? Right click again, go to modify style for the body, and the background color. I add a color that not too strong, and does not conflict with the content you have right in there. So do a little bit more like lightish blue right here. Let's see how that looks. Well, this is a problem. We can actually add border to this, so we can do that. Picture appearance, I'm gonna do border 2, and we'll change the border for that using the style. And we did not do GIF options here. So to do the GIF options here, double click on the image, go back to the image tab, and make sure and then image right here, make this a button GIF, click OK. Right here the same way, GIF, click OK. Now I'm going to save this one as a dynamic web template. So Control S to save. From the save as type, I want to make sure I'm going to select dynamic web template, and I'm going to give it an appropriate name so I know how to refer to it. If you want to save it in a special folder for template and styles, that's also fine, so it does not conflict. So I'm going to create a folder here for templates, because I might have more than one template. I double click in there to go and click save, and I'm going to save the same style in the same folder. So I'm going to type SDC style, click save. All the images I'm going to save them in a special folder, so I'm going to change the folder and create a new folder called button images. Open, click OK, then click OK. We just saved everything. We can view the page. We have to have a regular web page in order to view it. But before I move forward, I want to make sure in the main content, I want to add an editable region. To add an editable region, I'm going to go Format, Dynamic Web Template. Let me point something out to you. If your dynamic web template is dimmed, that means your site is not being your site setting is not set up correctly. To set up your site setting, you go to Site Settings, and you want to make sure this box is checked. This box is, remember those hidden folders? Those hidden folders keep the hidden data files to maintain the integrity of your website, to make sure your links are updated, to make sure your website is updated if any changes are done, especially when you use dynamic web template. So this checkbox, you must have it checked. So now I'm going to go again, Format, Dynamic Web Template, Manage Editable Region. I'm going to add, so we have two things in here. I'm going to add one. You can delete this one if you don't want to, but I'm going to add another one. I'm going to name it Main Content. Click Add and close. Since we created the basic information or the basic page I wanted to work with, now I'm going to do is create my first page as needed. So, and more pages as needed. So my first page I'm going to create, I'm going to do the following: File, New, from Dynamic Web Template. Go to Template, select the template, click Open. And this is a nice thing. Everything is already set up for you. My first thing I'm going to do here is say welcome to SAM or SDC website. And you can add more information about your website here, about that site. And start applying styles and save. And the first page of your home page, you want to make sure you are under the main root folder. It could be default or index. I'm going to make it index to make sure that the page works on all web pages, all servers index is the most powerful homepage. Default name. Change the title again. So we have to do that for every page. Home. Click OK. Then save. So this is all done. Now, I don't know if you noticed, I'm working from home today. I was very busy at the office. So I'm going to publish this into the net server and a highlight. So I'm going to close this. So all the files I have, let me create a couple more files just to show you how things are done. I'm going to create from dynamic web template. And I'm going to say this is going to be about us. Change that paragraph to 1. Save it as about. Again, change the title to STC about or about STC. And you can do the same for community activities, our team donation, and so on. When I'm done, I'm going to go back to the dynamic web template and do what? And update my links. Double click on home, browse, and select index. Click OK. Double click on about us, browse, and select about. Click OK. Click OK. Save. Override the images. Say yes. We have 2 pages need to be updated. Click close. And we are. Let's go see this in my browser before I publish. So I'm going to go F12. And that's what I have. I have title name here. About us is working. Go back home. It's not bad for 20 some minutes website. So let's publish this now. I'm going to go back to Expression Web. Close this open file. Go to publishing. We're going to publish it to net server. Now, if you're doing this at home, you don't have to set this up every time. If you do it at Highline, you have to set this every time. So to publish to net, I'm going to click and add publishing destination or publishing setting right here. So click on it, give it an appropriate name. And for Highline has a special settings you have to follow. Each web hosting service has a different settings to connect. For Highline, you need to have a secured file transfer protocol. In the location, I'm going to type ned.highline.edu and public_.html because this is the web folder on that server. Now you have not created that public_HTML, so you're going to get a message from the server telling you, do you want to create it? So just say yes. I already created this particular public folder. And you add your username and password, the same username and password for Angel. Then click add and automatically trying to connect you. And as you notice, I have nothing in my web folder on the web server. I'm going to select all the contact in here and simply click on the right arrow to transfer all your files from your local disk or your local computer to your remote server. If things are changed, you can move it now or vice versa. Now this is on my server. I want to make sure it appears correctly. So let me start a new page. I'm going to type here ned.highline.edu/ and that wavy sign, which is it's next to the number 1 key, and type your username. And now here is my website I just created, and anybody in the world can actually see this right now. Hopefully you'll do something similar and much better than this particular site. Thank you for watching.